Yala Sangha. Welcome to day 23, just over a week over 31 days to go. It's not about the 31 days though. This is about how this practice permeates through our life, you know, like there's this idea, or there's, when you go to a paint shop and they have tins of white paint, they add a little pellet of the colour that you want that paint to be. And our yoga practice is like that, right? It's a pellet that you put in and it gets mixed and it permeates through the rest of your life, through your movement, through your breathing, through your relationships, through how you react and respond to life, you know, like we want to be able to respond rather than react to everything. I don't often pick one part of the body just to work on. Sometimes the feet, sometimes I do workshops on feet, but I thought we would do quite a lot of stuff for our hips today. I know that some people get stiff hips from sitting too much, from exercise can sometimes give you some tightness around your hips. Sometimes that's strength though, you know, like, so we're trying to find this balance between strength and mobility. So we'll work a bit in our mobility and also a little bit in the strength of this region here, okay? Okay, so if you're sitting on something, maybe move that slightly to the side. And sit with one leg in front rather than underneath. So quite often when we cross our legs, we have one foot underneath the shin. Have this shin in front of this leg and place your hands on your knees. Now some of us are going to be here, okay, which is okay. We just have to work with here either with our elbows going like this, okay, but if you have knees that are a bit lower to the floor, bring your hands on your knees and gently let them go down. Okay, so you're just bringing a little weight forward. When we do Thai massage, we gently come forward with our hands and we apply body weight into whatever part of the body we're working on. You can bring your hands up your thighs if you want to. See how that feels this morning or this afternoon or this evening, and gently work one side and the other side. And then switch. So the opposite leg is in front. It's helpful to see how things feel one side compared to the other. And again, come forward, pushing down through your arms. Again, if your knees are up here, just work with this movement here. Okay, good. And then let your legs come out towards the front. Give them a shake off from side to side. Tap your knees up and down, see how that feels. And then put your feet flat. And maybe slide your hips closer to your heels and then to a position that you feel comfortable in. And let your knees go from side to side. Keeping the smile. Good. And then from there, go a little bit wider and from side to side. Here we go, working gently into this. And if you can, you come forward slightly into what's sometimes called a 90-90 because you've got 90-degree angle through one knee, 90-degree angle through the other knee. And you can try and switch that using your hands and taking your hands behind and rolling over. Or you can see if you can make the movement like that, okay? And like that. Good. Good. And then from there, what we can do, this is a little tricky and involves a lot more strength, is come up on our hips. Or up with our hips, okay? So we're up on our knees. And you come down and up. Okay. So we're taking this movement one way, across, and the other way. And down. Okay. And then let your legs come to the front again, shake them off, tap them up and down. Make some circles with your feet. One direction, and then the opposite direction. Okay? Bring your feet flat again. If you can, cross your ankles and let your hands slip forward. Sometimes that's quite tricky for some people to make that movement where you come forward over your crossed legs. But lift and lay your hands, lift and lay your knees, and reach out with your back leg. Okay, lower your hip like we've done before and lift your foot. And feel, if you touch your opposite butt cheek with your hand, you should feel like it's getting firmer and stronger. Okay, good. And then touch your knee towards your elbow. Let it go back. Point through your toes. Keep your hip down and lift your foot. Okay. Hold that and then touch your knee to your elbow. Try this a few times. Lowering your hip, raising your foot, feeling the backs of your legs and your bum muscle. You can kind of squeeze your bum a little bit if you want, and then touch it forward. Let it go back again, and then land your foot outside your hand. So this foot, rather than touch your knee, touch your elbow with your knee, you bring your foot forward. And then bring your body up. See how it feels to lunge forward. And then lunge out to the side. Okay. Now if we lean forward here, it's okay. It's helpful in this lower part here. But we lose something on the back front of our thigh. Okay. So the more we stay up, the more you'll notice that. Probably in the upper part of your back thigh. And we're trying to get, with all the sitting we do, or if you're a cyclist, the back leg's not often in this position. Okay, you see really good runners can get their leg quite far back, and then this foot, their back foot, will come up to their bum. Okay, and then let that knee come back. Let your hips come to rest on your heels. Good, and then forward with your hands again. And let's try the other side. So reaching back with the opposite leg, lower your hip, lift your foot. Okay, feel your hips engaged, or your glutes engaged and your hamstrings engaged. Okay, try and touch your opposite butt cheek. Just see if it feels like it's engaged there. And then bring your knee to your elbow. And take as long as you want with this. It's more important that you feel and notice than classes are like a Simon Says. Okay, they're not Simon Says. Reach in. Okay. And whenever you're ready, land your foot outside your hand. Good. Let's see if you can just reach and move into that a little bit. And then push into the floor. Okay. And bring your body up to lunge this leg around. Okay. So you can take it forward. I sometimes think of it like a clock face. So I'm going from 12 o'clock, maybe around to 3 o'clock, or 9 o'clock, depending on what leg you're using, reaching this around. You can also, it's not particularly hip related, but you can also practice your balance here. I didn't do it on the other side, so you might want to try it on the other side by lifting your foot up off the floor. Okay, good. And then bring your hands inside, let your knee go back, and move your hips from side to side. Move your shoulders from side to side. Okay, we've got another little helpful hip movement in terms of strengthening it here. Think of lifting your initial leg the same way a dog lifts his leg to pee. So lift it up and let it come down. Okay, keep it hovering above the floor and lift it up. If you're feeling okay, you can actually extend your toes out to the side and then reach them back. Okay, and then float that knee down. Whenever you're ready, lift the knee out to the side. Okay, extend your leg out, reach it back, and float it down. Do that one more time. Knee goes out, toes go out, foot goes back. Okay, lower your hip, lift your foot higher, And then land your foot outside your hand. Slide your back leg a little further back. Let your hips sink closer to the floor. And place your hand inside your thigh and start to drop this knee slightly out to the side. We just need more movement, okay? I don't talk about stretching so much. I don't think what we need is stretching, what we need is movement and variety. There's not amazing evidence for the word stretching. And if you're feeling super okay here, we've done this before, you can place both hands on the floor, walk them a little bit forward, and then let your elbows come a little closer to the floor. You can use cushions here. And rest into that. What happens is sometimes here, people really bunch up their spine. Try and just stay a little higher if you're doing that. And let your elbows rest on something, or just have your hands rest on the floor and your elbows up. Okay. If your elbows are on the floor, extending through your spine, your head forward, your back leg back. And then walk your hands back. And slide your front leg back and move your hips from side to side. Okay. Move your shoulders from side to side. I'm going to turn around so we can try the other side. Hello, Thompson. Okay. And from there, your knee that's on the floor, the opposite knee, bring it up. Good. And down. Just try that movement, taking it up and then extend it out. Sweep it back. Okay. And then float it down. It stays above the ground, it hovers above the ground. Lift it up. Extend it out. Sweep it back. Lift it a little higher. Let your knee come down. Hello, Thompson. Just woke up. Lift your knee up. Extend it out. Smooth breaths here. Okay, if you're ever wondering what should I be doing with my breath, the smooth and slow. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's in rhythm with your movement or not. And then let it come down. Okay, last one. Let's do one more. Out, back, and then land your foot outside your hand and move around from here. If you want to slide your back leg a little further back, you can push your knee gently out to the side, working with this, keeping a smile on your face, keeping your breath smooth. Then let your hands come back towards the floor. Okay. If you want to walk them forward and let your elbows come closer to the floor, remember it's extending through your spine down here, not. Okay. And you can even work. You kind of have to sometimes just say what's feeling good and what might help me today. And walk your hands back towards the center. Bring your knee back. Take both knees wide. Touch your big toes together. Let your hips come to rest on your heels. Your elbows come towards the floor. Your forehead come towards the floor. Slow breathing in, slow breathing out. Then from there, lift your head, lift your elbows, walk your hands back towards your knees. Bring your knees together and let your hips rest on your heels. Now if you have some cushions, you may want some cushions for this next part, okay? I'm going to place this, it's quite high this, but it will be useful. Between my thighs by taking my knees a bit wider, okay? My feet also come wide and I bring my hips to rest on my heels and I sit in that position. Now you might need quite a lot of cushions or yoga blocks if you use cushions or yoga blocks, okay? And try this out. See how that feels. If you can't get comfortable here, don't worry, okay? It's not the most important thing in the world. If you are somebody who, this posture is called Virasana, once you get your hips a bit closer to the floor, okay? I need some kind of cushion there, but this is too high. Let me take something that's a little bit lower. But you can take your hands back and lean into that a little bit more. So if you don't have cushions or something there, the option is to just kneel normally and go back a little bit. If you're in Virasana, keep everything wide, okay? Maybe your hips are right between your heels and you go a little further back. Some people can get down onto their elbows, lie all the way back. But for me, it's never felt that possible. Okay, I'm not, I guess if I really wanted to, I could work through that, okay? There's a great teacher, Pete Blackaby, who says, we should be doing the practice that assists us in our life, like that we're not there to polish the practice, we're there to polish our lives, okay? We do this to polish our lives, okay, to make our lives more harmonious. Okay, whenever you're ready, come to a seated position that feels comfortable for you. You can use whatever you like. So I used to always use this bolster to sit on the edge of, to meditate on. Use this quite often now. Use the other little cushion quite often now, but I really like this bolster style. So take a few moments to just sit and settle. And we're going to revisit square breathing today. So we inhale, we pause, we exhale, we pause, okay? They don't have to be the same length. We can work with that. It's definitely a tool to count. In for 4, pause for 4, out for 4, pause for 4, okay? It's possible. But more important at the moment is to breathe comfortably and introduce the pauses to your practice, to your breathing practice. So inhale, imagine the square coming up from one corner. Pause, going along the top. On the exhale, coming down the other side of your square or rectangle. And then the pause along the bottom is finishing off your shape. If you're finding that hard to imagine, then use a shape in your room. Use a door and inhale from the bottom of the door to the top of the door. Pause along the top. Exhale down the bottom, or down the other side. And then pause along the bottom. Okay. You can use a window, a mirror, a bookcase, whatever you want. And then let your breath become really settled and not too much focus on our breath, just letting ourselves be. And start to scan through your body, noticing if there's any resistance to the moment. Can you let any area of your body soften that needs to soften? Softening your shoulders by grounding down more, softening your belly. Softening your forehead and your eyes. Softening around your nose and your mouth. Just let go. And then let your fingertips come together. The base of your palms come together. Yala Sangha. Thank you, everybody. Thompson had a little moment there, so hopefully it didn't give you a fright. He heard people outside the front door, so he likes to go and let them know that he's he's fierce and he's an excellent guard dog, which is he definitely would not be. Okay, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow, day 24. Breathe easy, breathe freely. Come here. You barking all the time. Sit down. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, you are. Let me see your sore eye. Okay.